Hi, everyone. Today we have another co-author spotlight for the book, How Healers Heal. We have Dr. Mary Anne Kiel. Hi, Dr. Kiel. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi there. Thank you so much for having me. I'd be happy to. So I am a pediatrician right now with the United States Air Force, and I am in a current position as the chief of Air Force Medical Home Program and also the chair of our Lifestyle and Performance Medicine Working Group with the Air Force.
I have to say, your chapter is one of my favorite chapters in this book. Um, so I want people to read your chapter, and we're not going to get into it because I want them to read the chapter. But give us
Thank
a
you so
little
much.
sneak peek into how you were introduced into lifestyle medicine, and now you said chair, so that's amazing. Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. This kind of journey for me started about 6 or 7 years ago now. I had been a pediatrician for about 14 years at the time, and I began learning more about just what I could do in my own life for health. I was sort of at a point where I was feeling like I had had some health issues. I was tired quite a lot and, not necessarily taking good care of myself. And so I launched an opportunity with a health coach, a fitness coach who kind of started that spark of helping me recognize the value of taking care of yourself. And from there, it was a matter of doing a fair amount of research on my own for things, to be honest, that I had never really learned about at all within my medical training. And that's when I stumbled upon this field of lifestyle medicine and was just blown away by all of the things that I thought I knew as a pediatrician. We're generally very preventive minded. We work with families to help keep kids safe, and we're rather minimalists when it comes to treatment plans. We like to do the safest, least amount possible typically when it comes to treating disease states and things for children. But I was just incredibly, it was rather unexpected how much I thought I knew and I didn't really know.
Thank you for that. I know we're always learning more and more, but lifestyle medicine has just been a saving factor for all of us. That is so cool. So how did you become chair, and how do you apply it to your patients today?
Oh, yeah, thanks for the question. So, when I began learning more about the field of lifestyle medicine, my first inclination was to reach out to others in the Air Force to find out if anybody else was doing this. And so to be honest, I went to Google search about lifestyle medicine in the military and got connected with just one or two colleagues at the time that were using lifestyle medicine principles in their practice. And from there, it sort of began this small conversation amongst a handful of us who recognized the value with lifestyle medicine and that we wanted to really help develop it in the military health system. The military health system, we do our best to care for active duty service members and their families. But just like in the civilian sector, oftentimes we're very reactive in how we approach healthcare. And we felt like lifestyle medicine was sort of that missing link, that we really need to be more proactive in keeping people healthy and working towards disease reversal. So long story short, that was several years ago, about 4 to 5 years ago now, and we managed to develop an official working group that's chartered under our headquarters Air Force Office of the Surgeon General through the Air Force Medical Service. And I stepped into the role as chairperson a couple of years ago, and we've just continued to work a variety of initiatives to make lifestyle medicine more prominent within the military health system.
I
And
I,
I think,
I commend you for all of that. Go ahead.
oh, thank you so much. It's been quite an exciting opportunity in the last few years that I never expected I would be able to engage in. As a pediatrician, I've, like I said, always been very preventive minded. And especially since I began learning more about lifestyle medicine, I've been able to integrate that much more into my practice to help patients meet their health goals and things, working with families. But I never, ever thought that I would be working with the adult side of the house with active duty service members in this capacity. So I'm humbled to be doing it and honored and just really excited to see where this goes over the next decade.
That's so amazing. I mean, not only did you help yourself through your health coach, and then you learned about lifestyle medicine, then you implemented it on a larger scale to help families and generations. I mean, that's taking it to the next level. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to switch gears a little bit because I know your time is valuable. Tell us a little bit about this book, How Healers Heal, and why other doctors or healthcare professionals or patients should read this book.
I love this book, and I'm so excited that we collectively compiled it as strong, fierce women. I think that it really shows how we need to take better care of ourselves in the medical profession. I think that our readers will hopefully have something that resonates in them, something that, I think every one of our chapters is different. Everybody comes to lifestyle medicine from a different place and applies it in a different fashion. So I hope that our readers find something that they can take away and not only apply in their own lives, right? Because we want to sort of change that paradigm that we've always had in medicine about you work yourself into the ground to care for everybody else while never taking care of yourself. So I think this is a great opportunity for us to show people that taking care of yourself is important, because at the end of the day, if you're not healthy and well, you can't take care of your patients. So I hope that our readers find something that they can apply to themselves, but also share with their patients as well.
That's a perfect transition to my next question. What's your number one tip for self-care or for making lifestyle changes while they're waiting for their copy of this book in the mail?
That is a great question. And there's so many tips, but I think the one that I think of most impacted me was just being open to change, being open to the possibility of what maybe you never thought you could do, or that you might not even thought was an issue, might not even thought was a problem. If you'd asked me 15 years ago if my sleep was an issue, and this is a little bit of a spoiler alert, I would have said no. I would have said absolutely not, no concerns. I can drive on and do exactly what I need to do. But I think just keeping that open mindset and doing our best to, work towards goals that, like I said, you may never have thought was an issue or may never have thought you could do. That keeps the momentum going and also helps you collect more tools in your toolbox for helping achieve your health goals. So that's my tip.
That's a great tip. How can you change if you're not open to change? And I think that goes into the behavioral change models too, of trying to be open to the next steps before even committing to the change. That's great. I love your spoiler alert, but yeah, sleep has been a huge factor that's gone through a lot of the chapters and a lot of the authors, and how we've changed how we think of it as a badge of honor of not sleeping to a badge of honor of getting the right amount of sleep and having that self-care. That's great. That's amazing.
Absolutely.
Anyway, everyone go read Dr. Kiel's chapter, but anything else you want to say before we sign off, or you want to mention ways to connect with you professionally?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this has just been such an opportunity for me that I've just loved. And I appreciate you helping pull it all together for all of us. I think that if I had one more tidbit that I want to share with folks is, never underestimate what you can do when you have the right support and people around you, or even if you can just make one tiny step every day in the right direction, that can be so impactful and so helpful. Life happens, right? This was not an easy journey, I don't think, for any of us. It certainly wasn't for me. It required a lot of hard work and thinking about things differently than I ever have before. And so I think if I could just, give one last tidbit of what I hope people will take away is one tiny step towards your goal every day, and just prepare for those setbacks that are going to happen with life, because that's life, right? And I'd love for people to connect with me over LinkedIn if you have that capacity and you want to reach out to me. I'm happy to do so.
That's amazing. Well, I wish you continued success in all of your endeavors. Thank you so much for being part of our book and doing this interview, taking the time out of your busy schedule. Thank you so much, Dr. Kiel.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Have a wonderful day.